Hello. Can y'all hear me okay? I hope. Yeah, I had to, single mom, I had to take a couple of days and just let it all soak in. There was so much going on. I was just like, wow, what else? What else could go on? How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, Grandma Brooke. Well, like I was saying, I had to take a couple of days because there was just so much coming out with Benny talking, and then you got the detective talking. Yeah, I've been on overload, and I've just had to like sit on it for a little bit because like I didn't want to react according to my feelings. You know, I wanted to. Hello, Running Fox, Iowa. Every time I go on live, I think of that Robin Williams movie, Good Morning Vietnam, and I want to come on and say Good morning. Anyway, uh, so so yes, I took a couple days to just soak all this stuff up because it's a lot, and I didn't want to just like throw out information without thinking on it, you know. So I hope y'all have been well. Okay, so I guess we could just start with the district attorney coming out and John Pruitt. That would be a good place. Um, it makes me wonder with the court coming up in April if them coming out had anything to do with that. You know what I mean? I mean, is it a signal that something is actually in the works? I mean, they did seem frustrated. I mean, we're all frustrated. At least Pruitt seemed frustrated to me. And, you know, like all of us, hey, here's Sally, my Jack. Yeah, I don't think it's a mistake either. I think that maybe, just maybe, I'm hoping that when the grand jury comes in April, that they can bring what they do have before them and kind of make a decision. I mean, we know all of the digital information's in, right? I mean, I think that I understood that correctly. But yeah, it is frustrating. I mean, it's frustrating for all of us that have been sitting here, you know, sifting through all the lies and all the garbage, and they're doing that probably times 10 because they're getting like bukus of people sending, you know, tips in. Some of them are far fetched off the wall from what I've heard. I wouldn't want to have to look at this stuff. I even heard that, isn't that the truth? Um, oh God, lost my train of thought on what I was going to tell y'all. I can't think of what I was going to say. It might come back to me. Y'all know how I am. I do talk in circles sometimes. Um, yeah, I wonder with all the digital information in, if this isn't strategic coming out now, right before the grand jury. I'm hoping. That's my hopes. Um, that's, I mean, with everything being in, I mean, of course, we don't know where Summer is. But, you know, they did, you know, John Pruitt did think that Summer would be found close by her house. Hey, Elaine. So I was wondering, okay, so what is he thinking? Is he thinking that maybe somebody's keeping her and hiding her out? Or God forbid, they think that she could be buried somewhere? I hope not. but he did say that all the data's in. So I'm hopeful. I'm optimistically hopeful that maybe they have something, anything at this point. Um, but when I was thinking about all that stuff, just weighing everything, there's just some comments that the parents have said that just shook me to the core, and I can't forget. For example, um, Dawn said, "Hey, Teresa, that he always knew something was going to happen to Summer. Always told Candace, keep an extra watch on her." That's not normal to think. I mean, what parent has ever thought, I just know something's going to happen to my child? That's bizarre, to say the least. It's just not a normal statement, and then, he's like, that they'll never find any evidence. And I know we've all talked about these comments over and over and over, but that's like an absolute statement. Now, does he mean she's no longer in Tennessee and they won't find her? Or does it mean that there's no evidence to be found? Either one is disturbing. I mean, both of those bother me deeply. And oh, yes, Grandma Brooks, she's a fine young lady. 2 weeks after she's gone, he can sit there and talk about, oh, well, I hate to think about it, but she might be dead. I mean, that is alarming. They'll never find anything. There's nothing to find. What does that mean? I mean, what is he telling us? You know what I mean? It's like, what is he telling us? It's just it's just something else. He said all of those things. And I want to say something, just since we're on Dawn for this moment. I've heard a lot of people like defending Dawn against Jeannie and the other women that have come forward. And that is so wrong. That bothers me, because he should be held accountable for his past transgressions. I don't understand godly people, especially, seeming to back him. Yes, I did. We'll get to that in a minute, Teresa. I do want to touch on that. But how can you support the person that victimized somebody over the victim themselves? That bothers me beyond belief. That's like, say there's just like a couple of teenagers, and maybe they're at a party, and a young guy R's a young woman, and then they try to put the victim on the stand. Oh, well, she was wearing a short skirt, or oh, she was drunk. Well, I'm sorry, that's not an excuse, because people know right from wrong, and it's, you never have the right to take advantage of anyone in a weaker state of mind. It's never okay. Got her back from where? Perfect. Exactly. That never made sense to me. People said, oh, well, maybe he meant he had just come back from Utah, working out there, and came back and he just got her back. But that never sat well with me. Yeah, who had her? I mean, that never made sense to me. Yeah, it's like, got her back from where? I mean, even if you look at it that way, let's say he's talking about coming back from Utah. Okay, well, there was a pretty lengthy period of time before, I mean, at least 6-7 months before she disappeared. So what's this say? Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's just the odd comments from Dawn Wells. I mean, and they go on and on and on. In the garden. I don't look at this as an abduction at all. Are you? Oh, I think so too. I've always thought, like, if you look at her fingernails, maybe, hey, in the garden, if you're around, after a little while, if you want to come up and give us some of your insight, that would be amazing. You know? I mean, as a retired investigator, that's very interesting. Oh, yeah. Oh, you think that's what you think that's what he was saying? Okay, maybe so. I don't know how it feels to lose a child, but if I did, I would be bonkers. I wouldn't be able to sit and say the things that they have without just losing it right there. You know, that's, So, okay, so let's talk a little bit about Don is a sick man. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. His day's coming. It's coming. So all these people that have been backing Dawn and Candace all this time. Hey, Bex. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I can't imagine losing a child, a sister, a sibling. I lost my mom a couple years ago, and that was devastating for me. I thought I was going to like lose my mind the first year, and I just don't know. And that's part of your body, I don't get it at all. So all these stories that have been coming out, I won't go into detail, but if y'all want to talk about something in particular, if I say something, we can talk about it, because I did listen to it a couple times. But so all these people volunteering their time, their energy, their money, their materials, all of that, just volunteering their time to come and help Dawn and Candace. You've lost 2 children? Oh. How are you doing? Yeah, see, not knowing where your child is, that would be more than you could bear. It's like you can never get that rest, that knowing. I'm sorry, running fox. In the garden, I agree. That was one of the first things that I noticed. It's unsettling. I thought the same exact thing. I mean, even though, yeah, trigger warning, even though they said that they had the picture forensically looked at, it just never sat right with me. It didn't look right. It didn't feel right. And Chris Madonna did say he was going to have somebody on his team, look over the video and photo again. And now, you're right. You can't definitively say that from a photo someone has passed. But what I always noticed is, if you compare the video to the photo, the still shot photo looked like she had a little more color to me. She very well could have been sick, though. I mean, she might have taken something. She could very well have been in a bad spot. You know, let me tell you, and I don't know if it was on Benny Key's channel or not, but the milk photo was supposed to have been taken prior to that and an hour and a half away from the house. Now, that's just gossip, y'all. I don't know that to be true. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Teresa. You think abduction is still on the table? I don't know. This whole thing has just had all of our heads spinning. You know, and I don't know why, like, all these people are just now coming out almost 10 months later. It's not for me to critique their decision on coming out now versus months ago. I wish it had all come out sooner, but oh, really? Oh, you can't come. It's okay if you can't come on panel. That's fine. Appreciate you being here. I hope not. I'd like, best case scenario, I've said a bunch that I would really just love the thought that someone wanted to just, I mean, I know I'm daydreaming, saw that she was in a bad situation and wanted to come and rescue her from that. That would be the best case scenario. And yeah, everything is just speculation right now until the police come out with more information for us. That's interesting. I will do a little bit of looking into that for sure. Yeah. I yeah, Teresa. I just wish that, like, some of this, I mean, some of this information that's coming out now is really good. I appreciate it's coming out. I just wish it had come out a little bit sooner. Surely to goodness, they had some of this evidence before now. I mean, but I wasn't the one in that situation. I didn't put myself in deep with Dawn and Candace, and if you think about it, like, when you're personally involved in a situation, you tend to get clouded by things, and I think at first they believed they were innocent, but they're definitely not talking that way now, but all these people that have been close to Dawn and Candace are now coming out stating that they lie constantly, which we know that. We've seen that. I don't think she really got out of the car either, to be honest with you. I really don't. Yeah, Teresa, I agree. I agree with you. But I spoke with a friend of Rose Bly's, and I haven't been able to get a response back to her, whether I could use her name or anything like that. So I'm not going to. But I have to say that, she seemed to know the family fairly well. And she was very kind to me. I appreciated her taking the time to take, to sit down and talk with me. I even took her on errands with me. So, like, the noise wasn't always great from her end. But, she and I had some similar ideas as to what could have happened. and what we think happened. Um, but I won't share the entire conversation. But I did want to point out, she did tell me I could share these things. I just didn't. I don't want to put her name out there. Hey, Regina. So she said that Grandis and Candace are both compulsive liars. Both of them. Grandis too, not just Candace. And she actually said that Grandis may even be worse than Candace. And another thing, there's a few things I want to point out about Grandis, because they have been saying she doesn't drink, which is not true. She's a heavy drinker. And she has for years and years. And she has an opioid addiction, and you can't get that in Tennessee. So she continues to go to Wisconsin for those prescriptions. And I found that interesting. So if in her bag of pills, if Summer got a hold of one of those things, and hi Regina, and she took that, as small as she was, we'll say is, there's, she wouldn't be able to handle that. And the fact that she has no relationship with her other daughter, not Rose, of course, is gone. Then she's got Candace, and then she's got Jeannie. And I did go to Sonic, and I'm sorry. So I did go to Sonic, and I went to and visited all the places that Candace was that day, just kind of low key. Nobody knew I was there, but I talked to the manager at the Sonic, and the person that was serving them remembered seeing Summer, and they told me that the federal government and the Hawkins County, several agencies were there wanting them to go over all their videotapes from the day, and they finally found the videotape and saw them on camera. And then Cam and Allie from Cracking Cases said that he went to the discount tobacco store. That's the only place I didn't go, because I wasn't sure that the discount tobacco store was the same as the Hippie House, because there's a tobacco store right next to the Hippie House. So I wasn't sure which one was the one that she went to at the time. But Cam said that Summer actually went in with Candace that day, and they saw her there too. So, but that doesn't explain the time from Sonic. If they went straight from Sonic, well, they say they went to the grocery store and then to drop Hunter off. So we don't know after Sonic. That's the last that I've heard of her being on camera, but yeah. So I thought it was kind of an interesting word for not only, what is her name, Shannon, that came forward. She was there. She befriended Candace for a while, and Benny was there, and Cam and Allie, and all of them were there, and they felt like a presence, an evil presence. Oh, thanks, Regina. Absolutely. Everyone's welcomed here. So we don't always agree, but we're always kind and respectful to each other, and I like that. So, so the fact that Grandis is not allowed around her other grandchildren, it won't come from Ellie until they change. Oh, Yeah, I'm hoping for something good come April when the grand jury comes. I've wondered, why haven't they gone back to the house and looked inside the house a little bit deeper? I know they took some items, but like, why don't they, under the circumstances, and they say, well, they don't see an abduction, so why don't they go back and like forensically go through that house? I mean, I would say, as the housekeeper she is, that there would probably, if something happened in there, then I would think there would probably still be a little evidence. I mean, just my opinion. But and the reason that she's not allowed around her other grandchildren, and her other daughter doesn't want anything to do with her, I would tear that place up too. Is because Grandis creates drama everywhere she goes, and creates a problem with the uh, the spouse of their child. So, and do you remember when I was talking about Grandis? I had come across, where did I come? I don't remember now, but it's in one of my videos. Um, that she was actually harassing Candace's first daughter. She would go to her work, and Grandis, and harass her at her job. Why would she do that? I mean, so let's say this is true. Say Grandis is like just the biggest troublemaker, and who knows? I mean, she may pit Dawn and Candace against each other. We don't know. We're not there. Um, Yeah, I don't think any of us, or very few of us, believe that it's an abduction at this point. I don't. Yeah, we all want Summer found. That is the reason that I started my channel, so that I could talk about it, because, like I shared before, people were getting tired of hearing me talk about Summer. And you have to, when you have all this information come in, you have got to have an outlet. You got to have somebody to talk to. So I talk to y'all. you know but I thought it was pretty sad that all these volunteers didn't feel welcomed. They weren't comfortable in their home, and they felt unappreciated. And they are bringing in the materials to work themselves, and they're not getting paid, and a lot of them were traveling to be there, staying in motels. And they never appreciated it. And one of the first time, I think it was Shannon, she was saying that first time she ever met Dawn, he was getting out of the shower and was pretending to be nude, but he had shorts on underneath his towel, and then yanked the towel away. It's odd. The only people that's ever been pushing the abduction is Dawn and Candace. I mean, even from the get-go, they didn't think it was abduction. It is absolutely disgusting that children are. Summer's case has opened my eyes to a lot of really horrible things in the world. And every time you turn around, there's some kind of a crime against a child, and it is appalling. It just makes my skin crawl, and it's infuriating. And I don't know what else to do except talk about it. That's not going to fix anything, you know. Oh, hi, how are you? Yeah, I mean, it's like really overwhelming, all of this stuff. But see, You know what? It made me think about them always pulling pranks. Everything's a big joke. You know, we heard Dudley talking about how immature Dawn is at work and just like a teenager. And then we hear, yes, I hear you, Brooke. Sounds good to me. I got a few places I'd like to go back and look. Um, but you know, and Candace has got the mentality of like a 15-year-old, according to her mother and the volunteers. They had conversations with each other about Candace's maturity level, and it, and they, and these people witnessed them. These are volunteers. These are strangers that have come to their house to help them, and they're arguing and they're drinking heavily, and you know, and I guess it was Shannon. I don't quote me on that, but she was saying that she was like, "Oh, it's a party in here because they were playing loud music and you know, drinking, and they were just literally partying." And they made a comment about it being a party in here, and then Dawn started thinking about cocaine, and then took off to Knoxville, and Candace um, even took out a missing persons report. I think you hit it right on the head. They are very immature, and but they are criminally minded. And they can come off to the rest of the world because, like, this is bizarre stuff to the most of us. I mean, none of us would think of this kind of thing, like calling Mary and doing all these things. It's it's all criminally minded, and they've been that way since they were teenagers, be younger than teenagers. That's all they've done their whole life. It's sad, and these kids have been raised in this household with all of this. It is. I don't think they'll get those kids back. I just don't. Candace refuses to get counseling. She refuses to go to. Yeah, it's a yeah, and you know, when you do drugs and stuff like that all for that many years, it alters the way you think. You can't process things like a normal human. I mean, a normal person. You know, it alters the way you everything connects in your brain. You know, but can you imagine? I was trying to put myself in these people's positions. So here I am. I travel. I think one of them traveled like 12 hours, if I'm not mistaken. But say you travel 5, 6 hours to go and help these people, and they're in there partying. And Cam was there, and Allie, and all of them, right? When this supposedly happened, and it's not hard for me to believe at all. When they were fighting, Don left, he was drunk, they're drunk, he leaves, and he comes back more sober than when he left. So you know, he maybe picked up his favorite drug of choice, you know. And then Candace is like patting him down, wanting it. I mean, it's like, and your child just came up missing. This is in the beginning. And then you lose your other kids, and this is what you do with your time. It's mind blowing. It's just mind blowing. And you know, the sad thing is like the volunteers that were coming were paying for their items, their cigarettes, and they were like treated as if they were expected to cater to Dawn and Candace. And they're volunteers. And they even tried to give them, what am I missing? Oh, we don't know what they have. True. We don't. We don't know what they have. Grandis and Candace say Candace left the hill one time that day, but Ellie says twice, you know. That is interesting. You've held an interesting position in life, and it's yeah, yeah, I agree. But just can you imagine being there to try to help them, and they tried to guide them and give them good advice, and they just blatantly would ignore it and do whatever they wanted anyways. It and something that was really disturbing, and I don't know how true this is, but you know, apparently the kids were, oh, I want to show you this picture. Okay, I won't be able to see chat for just a second, but I'm going to. So I was kind of shocked. Benny shared this picture. I've seen it 1,000 times. I've shared it, and I was shocked to hear that he had never seen it before. This one, oh no, I can't see chat. Well, I could go over to chat. And but you know, you just look at the deterioration of this child, and and if you zoom in, I don't know if I can zoom this in. Well, it's oh, better go back. Um, but it's not a healthy picture. They're not going to, for sure, they're not going to move forward until, no, we're not going, nobody's attacking you in the garden, because I really appreciate all aspects, because I personally like to think about everything, because I don't want to just get one-sided. You know, I don't want to be so tunnel vision um, that I can't see any other evidence. I want to, even if there's evidence that came out and said, oh, well, Candace is innocent. Well, I'm going to say, well, why do you think that? You know? So, um, yeah, I mean, we do, but these pictures, let me see, a couple others. So, I mean, like, these are bothersome pictures to me. They always have been. This child's not cared for properly. I mean, and she just looks like she went down and down and down. And then there's pictures like this with her little eyes, and just she looks like she is in deep thought, or has some heavy thoughts. And oh, it's so heartbreaking. This child just kills me. She has just got a hold of my heart and everyone else's. We can agree to disagree. We're all adults. Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't everybody, yeah. We're all cool over here. We're all but but I did mention to you, oh, I want to talk about this, because I've listened to Don QQ. Y'all know who he is? I know you probably do. Him and Scott H have talked about this area many times, and I'm going to share my screen with you. So they were talking about Chimney Top Road. Okay, I've got some. I want to show you. I took some screenshots of. Oh yeah, well, see, that's the thing. It's like we don't even need, like, we're not mad at each other. I mean, we're just passionate about summer, and we just want to find out the truth, um and you know, get this figured out. I think that's, everybody is so loves and cares about summer so much that they can't help but to feel that way, you know. Okay, so let's see which one is the one I want to show you first. Okay, this one. Okay, no, let me do this one first. Okay, I won't be able to see chat for just a minute. Okay, all right. So Is that the one I wanted to show you? Ah, here it is. Okay. So here is Ben Hill Road. Can y'all see my arrow? Let me go over here to comments for a second. Yeah, she's lost a lot of weight. Her eyes were getting sunken in. She looked like she had, you know, bags under her eyes, bruises. It was heartbreaking. And you know what, Nano? I have felt that way too. I would give anything to like find her. I would just love her to death, you know, and work. We'd have to work through whatever she's been through or whatever if she's alive, but there'd be people lined up trying to get her. Okay, so this is Ben Hill Road. Can y'all see my arrow right here? If you can tell me if you see my arrow moving, just put a 1 or something. And if not, I'll just talk you through it. I don't like to Swamp Angel. It's hard to even think about. You can't see it. Okay. So the red dot to your left, okay, that is Ben Hill Road. That is where Dawn and Candace's house is. Now, if you follow it up to, if you follow from Ben Hill, you can go to the end of Ben Hill and go out to Chimney Loop. And let me try to pull this up. Let me pull out the other one. The other one I think is a little bit clearer. She did leave twice. Yeah. I take everything that even Jody Sue says with a grain of salt, just because she was back off the road too, and it's a gray area because I mean it seem like it's odd that like she's planting flowers, Candace is planting flowers. It's just odd. Oh, yeah, Lisa. I will go watch. Who is it? Miss Daisy. I don't think I've ever even heard of her. Okay, so from Chimney Loop. Now Dawn actually has, and I was going to pull up the video. I don't know if I couldn't get in touch with Cher. I emailed her, so I'm not going to share it. But she has a video on Voices Behind the Wall earlier on about August, where Dawn goes back and backtracks his entire day. So and there was no mention of Chimney Top Loop the day that Summer came up missing. Not by Dawn, not by Candace, no one. But if you circle around Ben Hill, go down towards Chimney Top Loop, it will take you a back way out to Fall Branch. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because critters and things on the farm. Okay, I'll check that out. Critters and things. I might have to write that down. I agree. She looks malnutritious. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so if you go these back roads, you end up at CCS Trucking Company. Okay, who owns that? Disher, Billy Disher, the one that has stayed on the property with Dawn and Candace in the shed. Okay. And I wonder, like, okay, so this guy, he's supposed to be a drunk, right? He gets drunk, he argues with his wife, and he goes and stays in the shed. Well, recently, I heard Cam say that when they were out hunting, like hunting, searching around on properties, looking for Summer, they came across a campsite that is allegedly his. Okay. Which is odd to me. And it's supposed to be just on the other side of the Wells property. Okay, so this is Billy Disher. Okay, don't see a criminal record or anything, but just Bays Mountain. Oh, really? Well, there's actually video of him going from his house up chimney top, and no, I know, Teresa, I agree. But Dawn did provide a video, and I went and found it today, and I watched it, and it's like, why is he taking us down this route? Because this is not even a route he was supposed to be on that day. Okay, and then you'll notice, I want to slow it down because there's like a couple places where he'll slow real slow and kind of pan off at a property. He does that like 3 times. And I just thought that was so strange, but why is he taking us? He's supposed to be reenacting his day. So, hi, Violet. So why, hi, Duar Didi. So why is he showing us this route? It makes no sense. And John QQ has been stuck on that for a long time. Oh, did he put one out? I just saw him, hi, Funny Face. I saw him on just briefly on, I think it was Benny's channel, actually. I thought that was kind of strange. But why would Dawn videotape this? Because Cher says, hey, will you videotape what you did that day? And this is what he did, and he went up by Chimney Top Loop. It's very odd. And if you go look in that area, it's interesting area. It's even, I'll have to go check that out. Thank you, Funny Face. I will, because he's very detailed on like maps and things like that, but yeah, so it's just very, I can't understand why he would bring that up after the fact. And the police, I don't know that they've ever questioned him about that. I mean, that's something he gave to a YouTuber, although they do monitor everything that's going on here. So it's quite possible that they've looked at that, but I just thought that was really weird. I would recommend go or I can upload it later, the video. I could probably just upload it for y'all and just label it Dawn's travel day or whatever, or his accounts of that day, because it is odd. And you'll just notice he'll pan off to, like, there's a couple houses that look decrepit, and I thought, why is he slowing at this point? Is there a reason? Because we have to overanalyze everything they do, because they don't just come out and tell us the truth or anything. I'll do that, Teresa. So I don't know. Interesting, though. Interesting. I will definitely get that up after this live, I promise. I think Cher would be okay with that, but I did want to give her a chance to get back with me. So, okay, let me go back to this map. I want to show you something else. Okay, so this map. Nope, not that map. Shoot. Hold on, I got it. Okay, this map. To your left. Come on. Did it go on? Show. Okay. To your left. And okay, so the road to the left is, shoot, is that it? I can't even see. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Dang, y'all can't. I wish you could see my pointer. Okay, so the short road to the left is Ben Hill Road. And if you go to the end of the Ben Hill Road and you take a right, and then you go up to the next road, which is Light Holler. You can't, I don't know, let me see if I can enlarge this at all. Dang it. Let's see if this will help. Because I want you to notice something. Oh, that didn't, oh, it did help. Can y'all see that better? I hope you can still hear me, actually. I can't see y'all at all right now, okay? So you see Ben Hill Road to your left. If you go out here and you take a right onto Beech Creek and you go down to Light Holler, okay? That red dot is a registered sex offender. Now, if you follow, and it's a very faint white line, if you go on past that, you go all the way to the end of it. Let's see if I can move it up. Nope, I'm gonna have to make it small again, I guess. But if you follow, can't see it very well, I'm sorry. But if you follow that, and I did a video on this where I was like putting arrows and stuff. So if you want to go back and look, but it is a very short distance from the end of Light Holler over to Ben Hill Road to where Dawn and Candace live. And there's a lot of registered sex offenders in this area. I mean, a lot. Hi, Gypsy Girl. Yeah, Fall Branch, it is. And here's the thing, that CCS track and driving place, that property where they have that trucking school is where Dawn Wells' mother, she used to own that property. So that's interesting because there's also a graveyard back behind that CCS trucking. And that is, I'll show you again who owns that because I see a new face. So we're talking about Billy Dishner that stayed frequently on the Wells property. But I don't see any criminal records, but it's just strange that he owns this trucking company and he's staying on the Wells property in a shed. To me, that's weird. For me, that's weird. And I don't think I will put up the picture of, okay, I'll put this picture up. Okay, this is Ben Hill Road also, up near Little Summers Face. That's like Ben Hill Road. And if you take a right where it like crooks right there in the corner, that's Simpson Road. And that red dot is where Sherfy's girlfriend's mother lives. And you can actually follow this road on out, and there's a gated area there that it opens up to kind of like a field, but it's like really overgrown. But that will circle out to Ben Hill or Beech Creek Road. And I just find that kind of interesting. And I'll put you a picture up of Don Sherfy Sr. There's Senior. And here's his son, the one that simply made a mistake, according to his dad. Sorry, that's not a mistake. That's not a mistake, Mr. Senior. Nope, not a mistake. That's a sickness. Let's see. I'm behind a little bit. Okay, let's see. Oh, I don't know. I may have to give Don B a call. I got his number. Maybe I could go out and meet him or something. Oh, it would release tonight? Interesting. So, yeah. So it is kind of interesting just because, thank you. I'm going to post that. So there's like all these people that are just right around Dawn and Candace. And the problem that I have with Dawn's past, and in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, that Candace overlooked a lot of this stuff that was going on with Dawn. Um, that's a sickness too. She's just as guilty, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, it's the same Billy and funny face. So why do all these people interact with each other? Okay, so we know birds of a feather flock together. We know druggies hang with druggies, and so on and so on. And I have to believe that pedophilia is the same way, I would think. I mean, because you would want to be in that same kind of low class group of people that would do something like this. And Sherfy Jr. was so bold about it that he was posting things on Snapchat and Instagram and things like that. Oh yeah, I forgot to put the P's. You know, I always brand them. I believe I heard, but I'm not 100% that it was postponed. So I feel like he will postpone that as long as possible. So, but you know what kind of bothers me is, okay, okay, Dawn Sr. says, no, Sherfy my son didn't know Dawn and Candace, but Senior actually went up and helped Jim Goad, Dawn's stepfather, and his mother build chicken coops and stuff like that. So he was familiar with that family, and Dawn stayed there for a long time before his mother passed away. So you cannot tell me that Dawn and Sherfy's paths has not crossed. And I feel sure that Junior's path has crossed him, just like Frank Light and all the other ones that have all that kind of thing in common. And that is their buddies. I mean, Frank Light's Tim's buddy. Oh, yes, sorry. Yes, William Goad. Thank you, John. Thanks for correcting me. You know where I got Jim is Tim Mullen on his background report. It shows Jim Goad as a alias. So yes, Joan, justice for Summer. Where is Summer? That is what we need to know. That's what I want to know. That's what I think about all day, every day. And of course, they have years to go. That's perfect, right? They have years to get to know each other. They've been there 13 years. So you can't tell me living that close, they haven't had run-ins with them. Sorry. I believe they birds of a feather of all types. But, you know, I really, that tracking thing interests me, and I'm not accusing anyone. This is just a theory. It's just a wild hair theory. But what if, and Sherfy Sr. is a trucker too, but what if Dawn knew some trucker? And God forbid, hey, funny face. So what if, God forbid, Dawn and Candace did orchestrate something? I mean, I don't want to think like that, but, you know, just Dawn's, the things he talks about, like Mexican mafia, like going and running drugs from Mexico, and just some of the sketchy things that he's been involved in his life. It's a part of me that doesn't find it that far-fetched, but what if he got this scumbag trucker buddy of his to transport her? You know how he said, oh, if they probably threw in her car and got gone, or whatever he said, got sped out of there, down the highway, long gone, whatever his words were exact. it just makes me think, no, we have no information. This is just, I'm just like thinking today, I'm just like, it's just, it, it's just another speculation, but it is something that just ran through my head because there is a highway that goes straight from Tennessee all the way to California. And there's, even from there down, got gone, and down near Mexico, even right there at the border. And I was talking, somebody was commenting in here one night saying that they were going to Mexico one day and they did not even look at their passports. And I was like, what? Didn't even look at your passports to go across? Oh my God. I wish they would give us a little bit of information. They come out with just so very little for us to go on. They don't. Let me go back up there. I missed a little bit. And yeah, exactly. Yes, loyalty to a fault. He did. He did go to Kentucky right after Summer's disappearance. And then Dawn's talking about, oh, she's probably in a motel room, or, just all these off the wall things that they say makes us think all this crazy stuff. And the fact that we can't get any straight answers from anyone just bothers me. Really? Listen to this. Look here. See? Never had to show a passport to go over the border to shop or take the kids for pastries. I wonder if that was you that told me that. But, and it could be anything. It really could be as simple as one of the boys got too rough with her. On somebody on Vinny's panel said something about oh, that's interesting, Sunset. Said something about one of the boys hitting Summer with a shovel in the head. Well, you're the second person that said that about going across the border and not showing. And we don't know, but all the weirdness and the people that they hang out with makes our minds go like all over the place. It's like 1 minute I'm like, maybe she just did get hurt on the swing or something, but it's criminal to cover that up. Why would you cover that up? That doesn't make sense. Oh, really? And I was, yeah, and then you got the whole property feud, because you remember how hot and bothered that Jody Sue got. The guy was camping. The one that was camping over near Jody Sue's was Dobson. And from what I understand from that is that her and Andy got so like aggressive with this guy that he just like packed up and went and stayed in a hotel in town and he's still like stuck with this piece of property that's unusable. Yeah, I'm not buying that either, Barbara. And then Jody Sue was down at the end of her driveway planting flowers too. It's just kind of weird. Well, everybody's planting flowers at the same time that day. It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah. And it's very possible that Jackie Dobbs, thank you, Gypsy Girl. It is possible that someone had revenge on Dawn. I mean, he seems to rub a lot of people the wrong way, And the longer that the kid's missing, isn't the statistics like it's more likely that it's the parents than like well, I don't think it's a stranger, you know, myself. But yeah, Teresa. Oh, it's a lot. And then you think about all these, like, these poor kids, you know, they're okay. Both the home life is highly unstable. You've got drug addicted parents, violent parents. Yeah. Both of them have charges of battery. However, Candace's past has a lot more violence in her background. Got battery, domestic violence, several. Dawn is more drugs and theft, and see, he could have stole something. Didn't he even, tell me if I'm wrong, y'all, didn't he even, I don't know who he was talking to, was it Ziggy or somebody, talking about going and ripping off a drug dealer? Did any of y'all hear that? Did anyone hear anything like that? I heard him say it, but I don't know where I heard it from. And I think he was making a joke, but that's quite possible. I mean, even when the volunteers were up there, that he was talking about getting good cocaine. Mm. But if it was an accident, yeah, the neglect is, Carol, is it's sad. It's heartbreaking. And I don't believe that if something happened on Candace's watch, and say, yeah, Barbara, we were talking about that a little while ago. Exactly. They do. They look very pale. But yeah, I don't know where I heard that, but I did hear him. I don't know if he was just joking, but you know how they are. I mean, he could be leaking information. That's a good point. Neglect makes it not an accident legally. And it's obvious. Hi, Barbara. It's obvious that they were neglected. I agree, Lisa. 100%. It's very odd. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with all of y'all. Oh, Lord. But did y'all hear? I was like, what is that about? That Grandis sleeps with a shotgun. A shotgun to protect her from the kids. I was like, what? Yeah. It is. It's just, there's just something really not. Oh, I was going to tell you. Okay, so we were talking about chimney talk. I'm sorry, I get off on things. So from Ben Hill Road to Chimney Top, it's 18 minutes from their house to the top of Chimney Top Loop, and from Chimney Top Loop, it's 10 minutes to CCS trucking. And that's right at 30 minutes. And let's say it was Candace passed her off. If she left twice, let's say, what if she met Dawn, passed Summer off to him, came back, and then concocted the whole thing and hollering and sending the boys and all of that, and then she leaves again to act like she's looking for Summer. That's twice. That would make sense why she left the property twice. You know, I don't know, y'all. There's so much. Hey, I'll drop a link. Does anybody want to come up and talk or tell me what y'all think? I love hearing what y'all think because y'all make me think. And I always consider everything y'all say. Come on. Anybody wants to come up is more than welcome. Yeah, you know, they're not going to press any charges until they have an absolute case. They're not. They don't want to risk it screwing up, you know? Huh. There's a link up there if anybody wants to come up. I have not watched them in a little while. Oh my goodness. Was this recent when they came out with this? Huh. See, I don't think he was even at work that whole day. I think he's probably been gone since, like, in my opinion, like since 3:30 or, you know, around. That's my opinion. I think that the kind of work he does, he can easily slip off. And it was mentioned that you can actually turn that Starlink on and off. And I don't know if that's true. I don't have, well, mine's not active. I've got an older car, but I think it's not called Starlink. It's like OnStar or something. I don't know if that's the same thing. I'll have to go check that out though at Krama Mama though. Okay, I'll go check that out for sure. Anybody want to come up and give me your comment or your take on this? Your scenario? And didn't his coworkers, didn't even Dawn say that he left around 3 or 3:30 to go to the dollar store? Do y'all remember that? And then Candace just recently came out with going to the dollar store. That was never talked about that day. That was never talked about in the initial timeline. So did they go and meet at the Dollar General? Yeah. I know, y'all. If I have got paper stacks of papers everywhere, my husband's like, "Oh my God, you're gonna have to do something like this." Yeah, all of them. Yeah, yeah. None of them. They're all sketchy. All of them. Mm-mm. I've just been like overwhelmed with all the stuff coming out. I'm like, holy cow. Oh, and we never did talk about the clothing that the law enforcement took. I mean, they took what, cell phones, computers, camera, but then I heard Dawn say, well, maybe the camera was taken by somebody else, Angel for Justice. You know, so did he pass that camera off to someone else? I would really like to know what is unfortunate. I really probably wouldn't want to know what's on it, but you know, and the thing about that area And y'all, and I've asked this before, but I still don't know the answer. So I may be slow. But if you have, okay, GPS, okay, it pings off of towers, right? Okay. So if it pings off of towers, what happens if you're in a dead zone and there's no tower for it to ping off of? What, can they still know you're in that area? Because like logically I would think no, because like even when I'm going, I'm like the road that I live on, I'm like 2 miles back in a curvy road back way back up in the holler. It's a dead end and I have to drive 2 miles in just to get to my house, or 2 miles to go to what? See, this is another guy that's really sketchy to me. 423 Chase owns the property behind the trucking school. What the what? What the what? Oh, holy tamale. Oh my gosh. Yeah, very sus. Because this guy, and remember when he first came out, he wouldn't even show his face, and he was like real secretive, and then he scammed all these people, and then he knows them all, even though he said he didn't. Yeah. Yeah. The video, was it the video where he drove up to a barn? Was it on that loop that I was talking about? Chimney top loop? Yeah, here, I'll put my email. See, that's the thing, like every single, yeah, I would like to know too. Ernie, maybe? Oh. Huh. Well, you know what? I'll just be looking him up in a little bit and see what kind of properties pop up for him. Oh my God. That's really freaky. That's true. I did see that do or did he? Yeah, and that's what we were talking about. Were you in here when we were talking about that trucking company over there? It's a trucking school, but that Don Wells' mom used to own that, and there's like that little there's that little graveyard in the back. A lot to think about. I love talking to y'all. Y'all make me think. See, now I got to look into more stuff even. Maybe, I don't know. I wish they would just come out with some basic things that wouldn't, coming out with a 911 call or something, that wouldn't interrupt the investigation in any way, I wouldn't think. I mean, it might get us all talking, but, just because we've all been talking, did you notice in the interview that Pruitt was like, or the Ansley Daniels was like, they've had pressure on them. I think that part of the pressure is all of YouTube not letting Summer's name die down. I have a picture of him with a woman, and I thought it was Andy Bernard's mom, but someone asked Jody Sue, and she said it wasn't his mom, but I'll have to look and see if I can find it. And yeah, it's like, it's just like a jigsaw puzzle, and it's like it's like so many people are tied to each other and have like a little something to do here and there, and they've like all these people have just like surrounded Dawn and Candace, Tim Mullins, just like all of them. It's like why? I agree with you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go check. I'm gonna have to go check that out, or Diddy. I gotta find those pictures and look at it again. But I'm gonna be doing some little research on him too, and checking out those videos too. But well, nobody want. I'll put one more. I'll put one more link, and if you got any your 2 cents, I'm love to hear it. And if not, I'm gonna get busy on a little more digging, and we will definitely be back talking about this stuff. That is interesting. I did not know 423 Chase is. Oh my gosh. I didn't know that he owned property over there near that trucking company, you know? And I find it so weird that Billy put like a camp spot up on top of a ridge, which you would come in from here. I'll put this one little thing up. Okay. Shoot. Okay. So, no, that isn't it. That's going down loop. That's going down the loop. That's going down Ben Hill, going down the loop. Okay, so let me go down here. But if you go down Simpson Road, where you take a right past Dawn and Candace's, and it comes out onto Ben Hill Road. Let's see, right here, this one. So if you go, and I told you, you go across, oh, heck, you can't see that. Hold on. Let's see if I can get that off. But if you go down to the end of Simpson Road, there's a ridge from Simpson Road up behind Dawn Wells' house, but it's like really, 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 really steep. And that camp spot is above that, on that, the top of that ridge, it sounded like. So like they could come in from Beach Creek Road on that little dirt road going to Simpson and hike up there and put a camp spot up there. And allegedly it was Billy's, but I just find it so strange why he would be, even if he's fighting with his I talk in circles. So sorry. I will, kindness. Oh, but are you talking about the still shot or not? You can't from the video because that was a moving. It's Washawn is Brad's last name. It's Goad, Goad. Yes, Barbara. And yes, Teresa, back to that because I got off on something else. So the clothing that they took was size 14. The only person in that house that has that size clothes would be the oldest son. I'll just leave his name out, but it is peculiar that although Dawn and Candace did say they took out bags of clothes, so I mean, maybe that's really nothing, but yeah, Chase is Brad, right? Yeah, and he's the one that called Tiffany Marie saying that Summer was taken, and where was it, Indiana or Iowa? somewhere, that she was taken up there somewhere. That was weird. I don't know. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, this and oh gosh. This, the pillow, y'all, the pillow. The one that Summer was supposed to be sitting on. I guess we've all heard Candace's story about not being able to make it to the bathroom and just going on that. But I have to wonder, like, why didn't the police take that? Because that was supposedly what Summer sat on after the swimming hole. Oh, that's so gross. That's so gross. But why didn't they take it? I mean, uh, uh, it's supposed to still be there, but who'd want to touch it after she did that? Yeah, but you heard what Candace did. She used the bathroom on it. Mm. You're right. Kids do. Kids do. Hope not. Now just basing like my boys when they were like 15, even my granddaughter, like they usually wear like a size or two bigger just because things run small. So like if he was, I would think he would be in a 16 is my best guess, just based on like my granddaughter, she is 9, but she's like wearing a 12 just because of the way clothes are made. I mean, and she's not big or anything. Like a kid's 12. But that was the first thing that ran through my mind too, Teresa. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that was the grave that. Yeah, and you know who had a fit about that? Sherfy Senior. Yeah, Sherfy Senior. And then Mary William Goad's sister was promised that land, and then Dawn and Candace end up with it. And that's kind of a feud, like it, like, I mean, when you've got family property, like even around here, people don't, like other people moving in, you know what I mean? I don't. Oh, mercy, Kathy. I think, excuse me, I think Hunter looks bigger too. I would say just by like his videos with Chris Madonna, and even the video, if the video is actually the date that they went to the swimming hole, he looks bigger than a 14 for sure, in my opinion. Yes, I agree with you. Doesn't he though? And now he's been with his girlfriend, what? Sherfy's been with, how long has he been with her? Like 15 years, is it? Something like that? A long time, right? So, like, he would have to hear about his girlfriend's mother complaining about the property and all of that. Even Jody Sue was going to buy that property, and then they backed out on that, and she was mad about that. It's a lot of possibilities, you know. And you are so correct, Duar. Absolutely. It's like everybody down through there has, but there's no drugs or problems in that area. So we got to believe that because Lawson said so. Yeah. Um, they supposedly did a some kind of like a somebody looked at the photograph and determined her to be alive. But Chris Medina, I heard 2 or 3 videos ago that he was going to send it off to somebody else to get like a second opinion, you know. But they did look pale to me. And then like right at the cuticle, like there was like it looked a little bit darker. How can you watch the video? I have the milk video on somewhere in my videos. Definitely have it in there. I repeated it like 3 or 4 times so you can watch it over and over. Definitely though. Yeah. And that is weird that Hunter's the only one. Whoops, H is the only one that's visibly upset. Visibly upset by Summer, her disappearing. Um, uh, it's like they all make me sick because they all lie. Allie's lying. Everybody's telling some lies. Some truth here and there, but like we're trying to decipher. Well, what is true? What is false? And do you know? Let's say H does know something. That's a heavy burden to bear for a 15-year-old kid. That is going to do some serious uh, mental damage to him, I think. And the kids, I know. And then the boys. Oh, Lord. I just feel like they probably told, even if they don't bring charges, this grand jury, I think yeah, Brad Rashawn, yep, Rashawn. I can't help but to think that there may be some kind of neglect charges brought on them. Oh, really? I'll have to go check that out. How long ago was that? Barbara Davis. I'll just look for that. Barbara Davis. I like Duty Ron. Huh. That would be amazing if she was alive. And then I've had people say, what if it's a big joke, to try to get money? I mean, that no. I know. Yeah. Yeah, he's Hunter's, yeah. Yeah. I don't I do personally, in my opinion, think that Candace did have inappropriate contact with Hunter, unfortunately. And he's a kid, he's got a mind of a kid. What? Barbara Davis is in your chat, silly. What do you mean? Huh. Oh. Well, um, they have a monopoly over in that area, so I wouldn't doubt that one bit. I feel bad for Hunter too, Angels. I feel bad for all those kids. You know what, Donna? I swear I don't even have any mods. I mean, we just all agree. You know, if we disagree, it's okay. I mean, we're all adults. We can disagree. I sometimes y'all make me think about things, and I have to rethink my whole thoughts process. You know. Yeah, and H should have been riding skateboards and hanging out with other kids. I mean, it's odd that he hangs out with like either younger kids or adults. It's not it's not normal, and I don't understand Allie allowing that to happen. And she goes to bat for Candace, speaking up, saying, "No, that never happened." How does she know that didn't happen? Know what I mean? I know. How many times have Funny Face and everybody? How many times have we gone back and forth? Oh, Candace, Dawn, then you Sherfy, then you got Frank Light, then you got Junior, and then it's just like on and on. And I do believe that he was groomed. And Hunter had an older sister, True, and two younger sisters. And yeah. And True has even come out saying that, who was she talking to? I thought it was, I don't even remember who it was. I emailed someone asking to use the screenshots, and she's like, "I'm not the one that put that out, but I got a real good laugh over it because so much information has come out. It's hard to keep up with where you hear it." But True came out and said that she actually saw Dawn in the trigger warning in the shower with Summer. You know, hey Lisa, how are you? Yeah, I think Hunter got a whole lot of. Yeah, I think when he went back to school and all of this came out and everyone's talking about it, I feel sure that people were picking on him, and that could be part of why he was, you know, fighting back, feeling like he had to defend himself. You know. Oh, is that who it was? You know, I was trying to think who I did contact about that. I can't even think of it, Sky Z. Um, I think I did email her, but she never got back with me. I don't think I ever shared those, but I heard recently that she had two of the kids, the two girls, or it may be under her grandmother's care. Oh yeah, well, working on me, yeah. I mean, he came out and admitted it multiple times about being in the shower with all the kids, not just Summer. I know, Sky Z. It's like there's so much information out there. It's just hard to wrap your head around it all. It really is. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little digging from our conversation a few minutes ago. It's very interesting. But Barbara Butcher, gotcha. Yeah, I want to check that out. I'm going to check that out when I get off here, and then I'll start digging again. 8 months ago? Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, because then I know how far to go back. Sometimes when this has been going on for so long and you want to like reference something and you remember where it is, but then you got to go through like 8 and 9 months of information to try to yeah, thank you, Do Diddy. You have to go back so many months just to find the one clip that you want to share or talk about, you know, or reference, you know. The 411 guy. I've never heard of him. Who's that? Who's the 411 guy? Anybody heard of him? It is a lot. It really is. And then you try to retain. I hope that the truth comes out. You know, I heard missing 411. Okay. I'll check that out too. I don't think I've ever been there. So yeah, different perspectives and stuff. It's good to hear new perspectives all the time, because it at least keeps you, you know, there's so much, but you have to be open enough to listen to it all, whether we agree or not. It's just like, a lot of people, haven't liked Benny because he's been so hard on the people that have suspected Dawn and Candace all along. And he's right here with us now. He's probably got a better insight than all of us, really, because he's been like talking with them and sharing. You know what I mean? Yeah, I will definitely check that out. Yeah. Sometimes like fresh eyes would really help, I believe she will. I just, I want her to have justice, but I want her to be found, like, I don't think I could, this isn't even my child. And like not knowing where she is drives me insane. It worries me all the time. I want to know where she is. That guy, Carol, he ended up having words with Jody Sue, and Andy did not like him being over there because it was in between her property and someone else's property. And both people on both sides, he had no access to get back in there. Whoever sold him that property scammed him, basically, in my opinion, because there was no avenue, there was no driveway, no trail, no nothing to get back to his property. And he had to go on to either or's property in order to camp over there. And so he was camping over there, and Andy and Jody Sue lost it over that, and the other neighbor. And I mean, it from what I heard, it got pretty aggressive. And hey, Alaska, good to see you. It got pretty heated and almost into a physical altercation, and he like freaked out, packed up, and went and stayed in a motel in town or whatever until he could get out of there. But the property is still in his name, and it pretty much stuck with it, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that dollar store a little while ago. Huh. Well, according to them, neither one of them knew each other before that Jose came to Tennessee. But I've got a subscriber that sent me her husband is ex-law enforcement, and she wrote up like a theory. And I thought, well, I'll share it with y'all because it's interesting. She even touched on things that I hadn't thought about before, but I just thought I would omit like some personal information about her so that it was just kind of generic, and then I'll share it. I'll upload it for y'all to read. It's interesting. Huh. So Allie said she didn't know him. So Allie picked up a stranger and brought it and dumped him on Candace. Yes, pretty much. That I mean, the only connection between Allie and Jose was Andrew. So many shady characters, Carol. So many. Yeah, I know. And just that whole thing, and that's one of the things that she talks about in her theory is the whole Jose thing it's interesting. Yep, New York Andrew, Pandrew. If knowing I don't know if y'all know if y'all have ever looked into the panda eyes, it is incredibly disturbing. And for him to refuse to take that stupid panda from behind his camera, knowing that it upsets so many people, even if it's just a stinking teddy bear, like he says, the fact that it offends so many people and what it represents, he's got no, he doesn't care at all about any other people except for him. That bothers me. It is one of the, when I looked it up, I was just, I don't even think I could do a story about it. It's so revolting. It's they need to be shot dead, those people that do that. Andrew calls Jeff Panda Bear? Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Oh my gosh. Andrew is creepy. Yeah, very creepy. All of them. They're all creepy. Dawn, Candace, Grandis. Oh my God. Well, it is gross. It is sad. It's heartbreaking. I don't know how people could do that to children. Wow. That's weird, Bush Mom. That's so weird that he would call him that. I can't listen to him. There's several I can't listen to. Tim Mullen is another one. I can't even. Huh. You know what? I've actually talked to Tim Mullen a couple times. I might send him a message and see if he wouldn't do some drone over top of that trucking company. Think he'd do that for us? I don't think he likes me very much, but yeah, he is bi. He is bi. Yeah, he admitted that. I wonder if he would do that. I'm going to send him a message and ask him. Maybe he's already got it. I don't think he'll do it, but I'll ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. Maybe he will. He likes to do things free to help people, right? Maybe he'll do something free for us. Well, y'all, we're almost at 2 hours. Well, he's not real interviewable. He doesn't he's like, okay, so I'm like, how can you support them knowing that I mean, because he's supposed to be a Christian. So, like, I mean, I've had this conversation with him. How can you support them knowing that Don has SA in his background? And he's like, I just can't get involved. I just have to let God's timing work itself out. And that's where it stays. I mean, he keeps saying that he won't get involved. Even like with the phone, he said if they, yeah, yeah, I know it. I know, but he's like, even with the phone, he's like, well, if they come to me, then, we'll deal with it then. But, like he's like letting God's order work itself out or whatever, if that makes sense to anybody. I mean, he doesn't feel like he should interfere with God's plan, I guess is the way that he says, But maybe I will ask him to do a drone for me. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. It's very interesting. All the different people. And it's so weird because like some of the people seem to be from like different spectrums, and they have somehow come together. It's weird. I don't understand it. But, Summer brought all of us together too, Yeah. I think he's probably going to write a story. I could see that. For sure. I think there's several that'll probably write stories. People that have been close to Don Wells, and Candace. I'm sure that they could all get a book out, Yeah. I just hope that all the digital information's in, so like maybe they've got something. Yeah, working on me. I've met some really great people that Summer brought us together, and it's nice. No. Who's the actor? Let me write that. I'm going to put that there so I can write that down. Joe Peter Brown's Fables. Who is that? Oh. Well, good night, Teresa. Yeah. Well, I guess we should call it a night. I appreciate y'all all being here and giving me more to think about. I'll text or message Tim and see if he'll do I know. Well, good. I'm glad. Thanks for being here, Funny Face. Carol, Grandma Brooks, Alaska Bush Mom, Lisa, Do Our Diddy, everybody working on me. Angels for Justice, all of y'all. Donna, I just appreciate us like having this conversation. And then our LE guy, what was his name? Where is he? Is he still in here? There, Sky Z. Is that Sky Z? No, that's not Sky Z. But Sky Z. And well, I hope y'all have a great night, and I'll talk to y'all soon. I'll do a little digging, okay? Y'all have a great night. Talk to you later.